Hello, mate.
How are you? How's it going? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you loud and clear. You look fantastic.
Fantastic, thank you.
Have you been away or?
No, whenever I see the sun, I literally run outside and I just like get in the sun. Every time I see it, I run outside. So I love the sun.
I'm not jealous or bitter one bit because I've just done a week in Corfu and I'm the same colour as my white walls.
What were you doing in Corfu? You just on holiday?
Yeah, me and my girlfriend just went away. It's gorgeous.
Absolutely stunning. I've never been there. It's amazing.
I love it. I mean, I use it as just like a time to sleep. But bless my girlfriend, every time I'd sleep on like the sun lounge or something, she'd be like, seriously, you're snoring and waking everyone up. So when I say I use it to sleep, I got no sleep whatsoever.
Well, maybe she got some peace and quiet while you were asleep. So that's what counts.
Yeah, she has got some lovely rest and relaxation.
Exactly.
I also saw you've been out and about. You've been at the British Grand Prix recently.
It was amazing. Amazing.
I know I've just spoken about my girlfriend. This isn't going to be entirely about her. We are going to talk about you at some point, I promise. But I think I disappoint my girlfriend on a daily basis because she loves Formula One. Like she tried to make me watch that Netflix documentary and series and all that. I have no idea. So can you just give me like a little cheat sheet as to what happened at the Grand Prix, just so that I can be like, as soon as I've done this, I can go like, oh, would you believe that driving that happened?
Yeah. Basically, I was with the Williams team, and actually, it was quite a strange experience because we were down in the pit when when the guys were which was unbelievable, when the guys were driving out, and they went out, and then we went up. We with the fam with Latifi's girlfriend and Albon's family. I think it was Albon who was also with Williams. So basically, we went up, we were watching it, and then there was a massive accident, like in the first 20 seconds. And I mean, like those cars are doing, as soon as they start, they're already at like 90 miles an hour. And this car flipped over. The guy was like sliding on the back, he hit the the tires, went over that, flipped and landed in the fence. And he actually caught somebody else he caught one of the Williams drivers in the accident as well. So the family were obviously really upset, like freaking out. We were all really quiet. And then they restarted the race, and then it ended up being a pretty amazing race. Everyone was fine, everyone walked away, there was no casualties, but it was just like drama. It was high drama. And I kind of got what those families go through, because I guess we think it's all glamour and it's all like mad fun and they all have this crazy life, but actually you kind of took on how serious and dangerous it is when you're with the families and like what these people go through, their family members. So but yeah, in saying that, the race was amazing, a lot of overtaking. Lewis Hamilton did really well, positioned third, and Carlos Sainz, who's the Ferrari driver, he won his first Formula One, which was incredible. So Red Bull came second. I think it was Perez. So it was really fun. I didn't know a lot about Formula One either, but I learned a lot while I was there because I was with some people that were very educated on it. So a bit like you, I just asked a lot of questions and just got as many answers as I could from everyone.
Yeah, I watch it and I go, wow, look at the Brum Brums go so fast.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm really going to impress my girlfriend now.
You're done now.
Yeah.
You're set.
Lewis Hamilton did some driving. She'll be proud. She will genuinely be proud that I said that sentence.
Exactly. Third. Lewis Hamilton came third. As long as you got that, you got it.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, I mean, when you're not at Silverstone, you're casually premiering movies at New York City. Because I saw you just had the premiere of Land of Dreams at the Tribeca Festival. Do you I know Anna Gunn was there, Isabella Rossellini. Do you guys, when you're in New York City, is there like a mad one with all of you guys?
I wish I could say yes, but it's very much like you go to the premiere, you go to the after party, and then you say hi to everyone very briefly, and then you just go home. I mean, or you go to a hotel, you go out to a hotel and you just relax. Isabella Rossellini, is obviously like a superstar and has this massive farm. So I think she's there most of the time with her animals. And Anna Gunn came with her daughter, so I got to meet her daughter, who was really cool. But I think it was probably just like a girls' weekend for them. And then Shireen, the director, was super cool. So I saw Shireen again before he left, and yeah, I don't know. I it was a funny thing with Land of Dreams, because I don't think people really put me into the art house cinema box, but I really wanted to do an art film, and I sort of put it out into the universe, and it just popped up, and I ended up making the film, and I love it. I love the movie. So yeah, it was a fun one.
The thing with these art house movies, like, it's got a unique plot. Like, you've got the Census Bureau and tracking America's people's dreams and all that sort of stuff. And I look at these amazing movies like Swiss Army Man, Sorry to Bother You, being John Malkovich, and I think, like, when you get a script like that, how do you differentiate from this is so weird, I need to stay away from this at all costs, versus this is so weird, I'm doing this in a heartbeat?
I think what was weird about the script was what was weird and wonderful about it was it felt like this old Wim Wenders film called Paris, Texas. And like it felt like a kind of road movie in a weird way. And I love American road movies, like Easy Rider is a great one. And everyone's seen an American road movie. So I kind of like that aspect of it. And then what I think was weird about it and what I struggled with was that the character was so kind of in your face in a weird way. He in sort of some of the early scenes, he expresses like this deep love for this girl, and I didn't really know how to play it. I didn't really know like how. I guess that's kind of what attracted me. I didn't know how to play it. Like I didn't know whether I play it seriously or whether I play it like as a joke, or whether I didn't know. So I talked to the director and her husband, Shireen and Shoja, and they were just like, "Oh, he's a little kooky, he's a little out there, he's a little crazy." I was like, "Well, I can do that. That's fine. I can do kooky and crazy." So I just trusted them, and the rest is on the screen.
Another person you shared screen with is the incredible Matt Dillon.
Yeah.
Now, it must have been like, dude, a career high to not only work with him, but to get punched in the face by him on camera. I mean, that would go straight on my LinkedIn.
He throws a good left hook. I can tell you that much. Actually, Matt knows a lot about boxing and fighting. Like I said to him, I was like, "No, man, that isn't true. That isn't true. Tyson Fury would take anyone." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I didn't know that, to be honest, but okay."
What I've learned is neither of us know anything about sports, and we just lie our way through it.
Exactly. We just blag our way through it. But yeah, Matt is super cool. And the funny thing about Matt, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Matt's actually an artist himself. He's a painter. So he very kindly, like, he met some artists there, and he bought me a picture of one of her works, and he actually gave it to me. So I've still got it. And I always think of him whenever I look at it. So yeah, and I love his work. Like, he's very much in the art world. He'll be the first one to admit, like, he's played all these jerks throughout his life, but really, like, he's a true artist. He lives in New York City. Like, he has an Italian girlfriend. Like, he loves the art world. He loves the art scene. He loves music. He made this amazing documentary about this this singer in, like, I think the 60s, Flaviosa or something. I can't remember his name, but Matt showed it to us, and I thought it was, and he directed it and made it over the course of 10 years. It was beautiful, like, really, really cool. So yeah, when you work with people like Matt, like when you go to the Formula One, like, you ask a lot of questions and you listen, you listen as much as you can. What was that like? What did you do there? What did you, I always do that with people. I just try to, like, find out what makes them tick, or what makes them the person that they are.
It's annoying because I now actually hate Matt Dillon a little bit now, because he sounds so incredible.
Yeah, I know he's a multi-talented guy for sure.
I saw you as well. Like, we spoke about the picture. I saw a picture of you at the Tribeca Festival on your Instagram. I also saw the sort of behind the scenes shots you did for Land of Dreams, and it was you in these gorgeous, like, open expanses in New Mexico. But also, like, on the negative side, there are also these huge expanses in New Mexico, which looks boiling hot Like I am so temperamental. If I get a little bit warm, I'm like, don't talk to me for a month. Was it a brutal shoot? Because it looked brutal.
Well, it's a nice question. Actually, funny thing was, it was during lockdown. So, I mean, this was the hard lockdown, and and it was, I think it was in October of October in like the UK of 2020, I guess. Was it 2020 or 2021? I don't know. But anyway, it was just rough. And I was living in London at the time, and it was just like I was stuck inside. It was cold, it was wet, it was awful. And I got this opportunity to get to America, to the sunshine, and I did everything in my power to get myself there. Like, I just pushed for that visa. I pushed for that. Like, you had to have something called like an NIE, which is basically like they had a presidential proclamation to stop you from entering the United States. Like, literally, people who were playing tennis players' families couldn't get in, kind of thing. Like, it was like full on. And I managed to get one, and I just was like, I just thought the whole time I was on the plane, they were going to say to me, "I'm sorry, sir, you have to go back." I thought when I landed in, like, I had to transfer in text, I had to land in text and then transfer. I just thought I was literally walking through, I was like, this guy's never going to let me into America. This is never going to happen. It was so classic. I literally gave him my passport, and he goes, "Okay." And then he gives me back, and I start walking, he goes, "Excuse me, sir." And I was like, that's it. I'm not going to America. I'm going back to the rain. I could just feel it. And he's like, "Are you an actor?" I was like, yeah. He's like, "I was an actor once." I was like, "Really?" I was like, going to play into it. He's like, "I acted on this TV show." I was like, "That is amazing. That is so great. Have a nice day. Enjoy your time." I was like, oh my God.
Look at you lying your way through. Like, yes, I've seen that episode 400 times. It's my favorite show.
I saw it. What was it? Magnum PI 1978. I saw it. You know what? I wasn't alive then, but I have gone and watched all the box sets of Magnum PI. So yeah, I did see that one.
The only episode I've got on DVD. Who knew?
Exactly. I remember you. Please give me my passport back. Please let me do that. So I was very grateful just to be there and to work there and to be in the heat, to be honest with you.
Speaking of being a fan of other people's work, I have to talk about the Royals because my dad was watching it religiously, and he rang me up the other day and he was like, "I'm cancelling Netflix." And I was like, "What? Why?" Because I share my girlfriend, my mum are all on the same Netflix. "I'm cancelling it." He was like, "I've just finished the Royals and it stopped and I don't know what's going on." So he has, bless his heart, he's written to Netflix asking them what's happening. I think he thinks one of the execs at Netflix is going to be like, "So what happens is that Prince Liam does X, Y, Z." Because he thinks he's going to fight the power.
Yeah, fight the team.
In his mind, he has won he's beat the machine. So I just want you to know this is what I'm going through because of the Royals.
Okay, so shall I give you the fictional finish, or shall I give you the actual truth? It really happened.
Yeah,
I'm going to give you the truth. I'm going to give you the truth. There's nothing but the truth to set us free. So, right. Okay, actually, it's quite sad. What happened was, so the show is all about scandal, and we got caught up in a scandal ourselves. The creator of our show, Mark Schwann, who, I never saw any of this. Like, I just worked on the show. I showed up, but there were things going on behind the scenes that were crossing massive boundary lines for some of the actresses and certain people on the show who worked on the show, and they basically wrote a letter saying that he had overstepped the mark, he'd been inappropriate, he'd done this and this and this, and it was during the Me Too campaign, and basically it finished the show. That was it, and I was obviously very upset. Like, I felt, I didn't know this was going on. Like, I just came in, I did my job, people seemed nice, they seemed happy, I didn't know it, but the people didn't kind of talk about it, like people, I'd heard a few things mentioned. Like, I'm not gonna say like I haven't heard anything, but I heard a few things, like, "Oh, he said this to me," or "he said that to me." I thought, well, that sounds bad, but I didn't know how much it hurt people, like I kind of just didn't take it on enough. And then when people wrote these letters and they all signed it, then it basically finished the show. And it meant we didn't get a fifth season, so we didn't get to wrap it up properly. We didn't get to finish it properly. And I was obviously very upset, you know, on multiple levels. One, I was upset for the fans, you know, not to finish the show properly, not to like end it how it should be ended. And I was also upset for the people who felt like they'd been victimized on the show. You know, I felt upset for them, you know, as much as anything else, especially a show that's like driven by the repercussions of scandals, you know. So it was very strange for me to kind of experience that kind of living it and working it kind of thing. So I was, you know, you know what my dream is like. Netflix calls up and they go, Moseley, we're gonna finish the Royals. I'll be like, I'm there. Let's finish it. Whether that ever happens, I don't know. But you know, it's a funny thing with the fan base, because I just always assumed it would be sort of your girlfriend's age. You know, like I imagine it'd be like your girlfriend's age, like maybe younger, maybe a little bit older. You know, but it turned out to be a lot of men. But men love it. I was at the Formula One, and this massive burly guy, you know, works at Williams. Like, you know, she's like, I love your show. I was like, you do this and you love the Royals.
If you knew my dad, like he literally is like, Taken 1 is my favourite film, then Taken 2, then Taken 3, the best films in cinema. Ugh! And then I'm like, wow.
It is funny, but it's really cool. Like I don't know. I think it's because it is fun. It is a laugh. Like you can't help but like get into it because it's so mad. I mean, it's so out there. And I think the good thing about it is it doesn't pretend to be the Crown. You know, it doesn't pretend to be the Crown. So there's a lot of like license for fun. So yeah, I guess people do really love it, and I love making it. I mean, it was such a laugh.
Well, I am stupidly jealous of your wardrobe in this show, by the way, dude. Your suits were chef's kiss. Did you manage to nick any of them?
Well, what did I get? Oh, you know what? Funnily enough, I got the jeans I'm wearing right now on the show.
Shut up.
They're very expensive jeans. They're like Ralph Lauren jeans, and they gave me the Ralph Lauren jeans. And I think that's it. I think that's all I ever left from the show.
A pair of trousers that if you saw from afar, you wouldn't know they were from the show.
You would think they were from Primark, but they literally are. I haven't lost them. I've kept them on. And yeah, I love these jeans. So that was enough for me.
Now, we mentioned like some of the other amazing people that you work with, but I think I already know the answer to this, but between you and me, and I won't tell anyone, was Elizabeth Hurley your favourite person star opposite?
You know, it was a really funny question because somebody asked me that quite recently. They said, who's the favourite person you work with? And I did say Elizabeth. Because when you're with Elizabeth, it's a bit like being in the Sun. Not the Sun newspaper.
I had my boobs out. It was weird.
The Sun Star. It's a bit like that. You sort of feel like you're getting warmer. You know, you kind of like you feel like you're getting attacked. You feel like you're in the presence of like great light, like this is like this amazing. Like, it's like star power. It's like, you know, I think people think it doesn't exist, or there really isn't people out there like that. It's the cameras. But I think that's just not true. Like I've met a few people in my life, like George Clooney, you know, sort of has that energy, and Elizabeth has that energy, and Brad Pitt, you know, people like that. You meet those people and you're like, oh my God, you really are like extraordinary. I don't know what it is. Like I don't know what it is, but you feel like a monster, like a flame almost. You know, and like when I was with Elizabeth, I was just very, very polite. You know, I just tried to make sure that I was just very, you know, like I didn't forget my lines, like I was on time, like I didn't, you know, say anything too much, like I just kept myself to myself, you know, because I was just honoured to work with her, you know, and so I'm very lucky that I can call her a friend now, you know, and I know her son Damien, like, is a friend of mine, and like I met him when he was about 12, and he's now like, I think he graduated university yesterday or something mad. I mean, like he's like really, and he's like beautiful, you know, he looks like a Grecian model.
I assumed Elizabeth Hurley would have beautiful children. That's not a shock to me.
He is absolutely stunning, and they really are like beautiful inside and out. So yeah, working with Elizabeth was very, very cool. I couldn't have had a better on-screen mum, to be honest with you.
What a lovely analogy to refer to her as the sun as well. I assume you came up with that because you saw my tan from Corfu.
It was your tan from Corfu. Actually, it was the white on you and the white wall behind. Like, I just sort of saw the eyes and the hair, and I was like, "Oh, it's the sun."
Well, that's it. The call ended. Sorry, bye.
All right. Oh, bye. Oh, the call's gone.
You've just complimented my radiant looks right there. When I was going through Twitter, I thought I'd just see what the people are saying. And my God, there is a lot of thirsty tweets for Prince Liam. Not as many as I get, obviously. I get, stop. I get too many. But like, have you ever like secretly scrolled through the Prince Liam thirsty tweets?
I never have. And the weird thing is, I've got to be completely honest with you. I don't go on Twitter that much. I have Twitter, but I know I should be more active on it, but I just sort of forget that it's there. I use Instagram all the time. I love Instagram because I think it's got a lot of pictures. There's a picture, no words. There's another picture. So I think Instagram for me is like a great tool, whereas like Twitter's like words. I'm like, no, boring.
Ugh, yucky words.
Oh, there's 140 characters. I can't read that. So I'm always on Instagram. But you know what? I need to do better with Twitter. I need to read more what's going on. I need to be more in touch with that entire platform, because I know it's a thing. Somebody said to me the other day, like, "Are you on TikTok?" I was like, I'm not a very good dancer. I really don't think people are going to want to see me dancing, so I'm not on it. They're like, "Oh, you should have it." I was like, okay. I mean, maybe I'll start practicing some dance moves and put them on there or something.
I hope the next script you get sent now is just entirely pictures.
Comic book script would be ideal. Why do they not exist?
Are we starting a business right here?
Are we starting something right here? Are we starting something?
We're going to be millionaires. This was so easy to make money.
It's the easiest money I've ever made.
It would be silly of me not to chat The Chronicles of Narnia.
Come on.
What a film. I remember watching that on repeat. Lion and Witch and Wardrobe. I think the DVD became like dust by the end of it. Have you ever watched it back?
I've seen it more times than any other film. I've watched it so many times.
I thought you play it a bit cooler than that.
No, I can't, because literally every Christmas it was on. My mum will be like, "We have to watch the movie. We have to watch." I'll be like, "Really, Mum, do we have to watch the movie at Christmas?" And I felt bad for my siblings, like being forced to watch it again. It's like, okay, we're gonna watch it. My brother's like, "I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it again." I'm like, yeah, I totally get that. If I'm gonna go read a book, I'll be back. So yeah, I've been forced to watch it pretty much every Christmas. But I know it means so much to my mum to watch it, for me to watch it with her, and I know she likes talking about it and remembering all the things that we did on set. And because I was a kid, so actually what was cool about it was very much like a family affair. We had like all the kid, like Anna's family who played Susan came along, Scanders who played Edmund, his family, and Georgie who played Lucy, her family, and like all the parents were there all the time, and it was great for the movie that we became close as well. So they were always, the producers were always sending us out on like adventures together to do this and that. We were all out all together like coaches, seeing lives and stuff. So it was always really fun. Like we actually had like such a laugh, and so. When I do watch it back, kind of in the positive, it does bring back a lot of those memories I probably would have forgotten 11 and a half months ago, but they all start coming back again. So yeah, I think that's really the core of the movie. Like, I know Andrew did an amazing job of like adapting a beautiful story, but really the core is the family, isn't it? And like, when you feel like there's a real family, you're watching a real family on screen, you're like, "Oh, that's like my brother, that's like my," you're a bit like, "Oh yeah," like you connect to it. Do you know what I mean? So that was why we were cast, and that was what made the movie work, I think. And given there was another X amount of millions on special effects, It wasn't honestly, but I think kids love it because of the family, you know.
What you've done now is you've given my mum an idea. She's going to watch this interview every Christmas now. We're going to have to watch it. This will be a thing now. So thanks a bunch for that.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to sit there and watch it with her. Even worse. Imagine that.
Oh, it made me gag a little bit.
Let's just see how much whiter are you this year than last year. Hold on, 1 second. My phone's ringing. Let me just switch it off.
It's all right. Tell them I say hi.
I will not tell them you say hi.
Rude.
Oh, it's gone off. I'm gonna. Right, it's off. Okay. I didn't. You don't really think people ring on the house phone anymore, but they actually do. You think they call you on your mobile phone.
You have a house phone?
It's actually how. Well, what happened was basically I have a house, but my brother lives in that house. And my grandmother's house, she's too old to live in now. So my mum and I have been renovating my grandmother's house. And so I live here for now. And I've been helping my mum, like, you know, basically turn the entire place upside down and redo it. So there's my that's probably one of my grandmother's friends calling up to ask what else going on.
I'm so relieved you did not say hello from Daniel.
Exactly. Exactly.
Although we are going to be kicking ourselves if that was Netflix going, let's do another series of The Crown.
Moseley, we need another season. Okay, I'm back. Don't worry, guys.
Like Narnia, it must have been an amazing thing to do because you're in a Disney film, you're going to these massive worldwide premieres, you get to see James McAvoy with hairy goat legs. I mean, what more could you want from a film? What was the pinch me moment from working on that film?
The pinch me moment, really, truly. I mean, obviously, obviously riding a horse across the battlefield was just unreal. You know, with the New Zealand mountains in the background, snow capped. It's just unbelievable. But a lot of times, when you're on set, you're not really thinking about this being a pinch me moment. You're just thinking about what you have to do, where you have to stand and what you have to say, and not doing it wrong. I'm not doing it wrong. Especially when you're 17, you're like, what do I do? How do I do it? Okay, I got it. Good, I can go home. It's like, but I think really, truly for me, what was extraordinary was going to the premiere. Like I remember being in the lift with Jim Broadbent, and we had a blue carpet because it was a royal premiere. And I remember Jim Broadbent turning to his wife and saying, and he was about 75, so, I've never been to a premiere with a blue carpet before. And I turned to him, I said, I've never been to a premiere before. And he was like, dear boy. I swear to God, when I showed up, I was like, this is unbelievable, So I think that was definitely the pinch me moment for me, seeing it come together.
Well, you mentioned the horse moment. Did you have to lie a little bit on your CV about being able? Because I don't imagine you was galloping on horseback around the Cotswolds. Did you lie?
Well, no, I didn't, but I did get some lessons as soon as I got the part, and I just almost got thrown off the horse every lesson. Unfortunately, they flew in the best horse instructing people from California, and they just drilled it on me, until eventually I felt pretty confident actually. And I guess the fun thing about horse riding is once you've got it, you never lose it. I mean, I don't know if you played sports growing up, but it's kind of the same thing. I feel like once you know how to kick a football, you know how to kick a football. You're not going to forget.
You need to know your audience. You said football and I went, oh, yeah.
What you must play sport. What do you play?
I do like tennis. I love tennis.
So the backhand, for instance, it's a kind of thing that takes a long time to learn. But once you've got it, you kind of got it. You're not going to forget, but
I said I play tennis. I didn't say I'm good at it.
Actually, watching tennis recently has been amazing, hasn't it? Seeing Wimbledon, you're like, this is so beautiful. I can't take my eyes off it. This is absolutely stunning.
To me, when Wimbledon's on, I'm like, this is summer.
I'm also really glad it's not every 4 years, like the World Cup or something. It's every year it happens and we can watch it, and it's one all day, and it's just amazing, and it's beautiful, and they look good and they play well, and this is proper good. We in England, well, in the UK, this is the one thing we do get right is Wimbledon.
Oh, I get all goosebumpy. I feel all patriotic now.
we do get the tennis right. I don't know about anything else. We definitely get the tennis right.
Oh yeah, we definitely fuck everything else up, but tennis we've got down to a T.
We've got tennis down.
We mentioned that it's been like a whopping 17 years since the first Narnia film. Do you guys all keep in touch? Is there like a Narnia WhatsApp group?
There is a Narnia WhatsApp group. Is it? I don't know if we have a Narnia, but we have like a group chat. Yeah, I don't know if it's on iMessage or if it's on WhatsApp, but we do have a group chat. Actually, I just that just reminded me. Funny enough, we are so much in touch that Georgie just invited me to her birthday party, and I think I'm supposed to be going. I just can't remember when. I think it's actually.
Please don't tell me it's right now.
Okay, so I think if I remember right, I think Georgie was 8 on the 8th of July on Narnia when we shot Narnia. So and Anna was 16 on the 16th of December. Don't know when Scanda's birthday was. But the 8th of July is what? Is that Saturday or Sunday? When is that?
Saturday, yeah.
Okay, so her birthday is going to be on Saturday, so I really should be saying, making sure that I get up to London for that.
Thank God I asked that question. Whew.
Good thing you answered that question. Exactly.
Throughout this whole interview, you'll just be on Moonpig now in the corner, just trying to sort the card out.
But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, we do. We all stay in touch. Anna has had a baby. Georgie's doing theatre and writing. She's writing for an Amazon show right now, which is amazing. Skander, funny enough, works in politics. I'm sure you're aware of that. But he is extremely intelligent, highly educated individual, and decided that, doing 3 blockbuster movies really wasn't his thing, and he would now go on to like run the government or something. So yeah, we're all very very close. Like they're like my family. They're like, it's a funny thing with Narnia. Other than you, who is interviewing me, right, about Narnia, who's interested in it, for people to listen to. Most people don't want to talk about it. I mean, I'm not going to go into the pub and start talking about Narnia, or reminisce about the old days. People will just literally think I'm mental. So, when I'm with them, I can just we can talk about it. And I know with them as well, they bring up stuff like Scandal say something, do you remember when that happened? Do you remember that? And George will be like, do you remember when that happened? Do you remember that happened? Yeah, I do actually. That was really cool. But do you know what the problem that day was? So we do like a little reminiscing session, which is always nice. It's kind of like when you see your old schoolmates and you're like, remember at school when we did that? It's a bit like that.
Your chat sounds like something out of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. You're just typing in going, remember when Dawn French was a beaver and we was friends with her? Yes, William. Yes.
Liam Neeson was a lion and Tilda Swinton was a witch. Yeah, I remember that.
Obviously, those guys, they're amazing. You work with Tilda Swinton, Liam Neeson, James McAvoy. Did they ever impart their wisdom with you? Do you remember any of the advice they gave you?
I remember a couple of things. One thing Tilda said to me was, you only have to concentrate for about 3 seconds because that's how long a take lasts. And I was like, oh, okay, I've listened to that. That's interesting. And I remember James McAvoy saying to me, if you are struggling with an emotion, or the best, and actually I thought it's kind of a very smart thing. It's very simple but very smart. It's like, just put the expression on your face and somehow your mind follows. And I thought, at the time, what do I do a fake smile and then I suddenly start laughing? But then the more I think about it, the more I think, well, actually, if you kind of do the expression first, then the emotions, then the feeling sort of does follow. And actually, it was a very smart thing to say. So those are really the only things I remember that they said to me. Liam Neeson, well, because I didn't work with Liam, he was in the audio booth afterwards, doing his Aslan lines. And then I've seen him afterwards, at a charity thing or whatever, but not really. I just but he went through a really terrible thing. His wife died. It was really awful. And but he just went through a lot, so it was a funny thing with it. But yeah, I was very blessed to sort of start out with McAvoy, Swinton, and Neeson. It wasn't exactly, like lowbrow, Stroud Amateur Dramatic Society. But yeah, you know, so and not that you can't learn from like a small place, because actually you can learn probably sometimes more there than you can from superstars. So yeah, you know, I was very blessed, very blessed.
And Netflix are now tackling the Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah, you know it. You have your inside knowledge.
Oh, yeah, well, now that me and you are tight with Netflix here.
Exactly.
It's amazing that we're both going to be in it. Who knew?
That's right, that's right, that's right. You tell me that.
Yeah, I won't let it come from your mouth because this will go everywhere. Let it come from the guy who's just eyes and hair.
Exactly.
Has there been any talks of, obviously, I doubt you'll play Peter, but like even like having a little cameo in the series?
Well, you know, if I was asked, I would obviously do it. It would be a dream. I would love to go back to Narnia, you know. But from what I hear and from what I understand about what Netflix is doing with the series, is they're actually not going to like reboot it. I think a lot of people would imagine that they would do like a Batman or a Spider-Man and just reboot the entire thing. That's not to say they won't, they might. But from what I understand, they are doing Prince Caspian next. Sorry, not Prince Caspian, Silverchair next. So they have like, which Prince Caspian is in. And then Eustace Scrubb is in that, which I think Will Poulter played, but he might be too old now. But you know, basically that's their, I think that's what they have the script for. It's just whether they green light it, you know, because it's a massive responsibility, I'm sure, for them, and with that comes an incredibly high price tag. You know, they were done on such a huge scale. It's like if like, I don't know, Disney Plus, not that they could, but they would do like Harry Potter. You know, obviously it's owned by Warner Brothers, but it's like if they suddenly took on Harry Potter, it would cost them so much money, like, and to like do it right and to like, you know, uphold the story and like for the fans and all that kind of thing. That I'm sure it's a massive like. A massive amount of spreadsheets Netflix have to do for that. So that seems to be their plan. When they do that, I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, of course, if I was asked to do, not that I'm in that book, but if I was asked to come back for another film, I would, of course, be an honor.
Finally, there's one more film I want to talk about because this excites me. On the Line, I work in radio, so this like really like excites me.
You have a great voice. I'm going to say that right now. You have a great voice. You literally sound like the people, funny enough, on the radio that I listen to every day. You have an amazing voice. You should. I mean, honestly, like I can see. Yeah, I can see this going very well. Anyway, continue. Yeah.
No, I like because as soon as I come off, my actual voice is like this. I just put the other one on.
Exactly. Well, you have a lovely voice. You have a very good speaking voice.
Oh, you know what? You can stay. You said the tan was bad, but the voice is good. We're back to equal now.
We're back to equal. I saved myself.
For the whole intro, I've just been going, I hate this guy. Oh, he said I've got a lovely voice. I like him now. But yeah, so you star on The Line with Mel Gibson and the brother of the man who punched you, Kevin.
Right.
What's it all about? Because as I said, I'm genuinely really excited for it.
Yeah, you know, it's without revealing too much about the story. Basically, it's about Mel Gibson plays a radio talk show host, funny enough, and he's one of those like late night guys who says the wrong thing. You know, he like, well, not the wrong thing, but he gives advice that's probably quite frank, quite crude, like not exactly PC. So it's kind of, you know. So anyway, I play a young producer who comes over from the UK to be his new like second in command or whatever, to like help him run the show. And anyway, during the course of the show, there's a very disgruntled listener who basically takes Mel's family hostage. You know, he takes them hostage, and Mel and I have to go around and we have to stop this guy. You know, we have to like save Mel's family to stop this guy. Okay, that's the basic premise. But it's kind of like, it's directed by a French guy. And I don't know if you know, but like those, like, you know, I couldn't describe someone the other day. You know how the French kind of have that miming thing where they sort of do these sort of things and then they hit and then like someone this, and there's always like a reveal and like a twist and a turn and a thing like this. And like, you know, so basically it's like that with like, yeah, it's a lot of like this, like this, and then like,
I'm putting Madonna Vogue behind that.
Yeah, if people are like watching it, then they can see. So it's kind of like that. It's full of twists and turns and like reveals and like little things here to like set something up over here. Like it's very clever, you know. It's a very sharp script, and the director obviously did a very good job, just like, you know, planning everything. So yeah, it's really fun. It's going to come out in September, I feel like. And yeah, and obviously working with Mel was unbelievable. It's another guy you ask a lot of questions to. You know, you just listen. And he gives you very frank, honest advice, you know. Always. It's like,
I imagine he's great for that character, yeah.
Yeah, he's very right for that character. Like, you ask him something, it's like, you're getting the answer like straight. I'm like, okay, so that's good. There's no beating around the bush. It is like this or that. And you're like, okay.
Straight away, I'd have got, your tan shit, move on, next question.
Exactly. Exactly. He's like, when I was a kid, you know, there were a few people I looked up to when I wanted to be an actor, like, and he was like really one of them. You know, I think like everyone looked up to Sean Connery, looked up to Mel Gibson, you looked up to like, I guess, DiCaprio and Brad Pitt and like a few other people like Johnny Depp. Like, you look up to these people and you're like, wow, they're amazing. And I think specifically with Mel, because he became a director as well. And he, you know, the fact that he like wrote Braveheart, directed Braveheart, starred in Braveheart, like, you know, in a lot of ways, like, that was so epic, you know. And like when I did the Narnia films, I kind of like, you know, had a bit of that energy as well, that William Wallace energy on the horse and going to battle, kind of thing. So for me, it was like it was very kind of magical to like, you know, meet him, and like it was very cool. And so I don't know, like I just was kind of in awe of him and enamored like by what he's achieved with his life. There's no one else that's done what he's done, you know. And when you talk to him, he gives you very like, there's no like sort of arty-farty language around him, you know, or the way he directs, the way he acts. It's very like frank, very practical, and very, you know, normal in a way, like very down to earth. And like, you know, so I don't know, I just listened and like I rewatched Apocalypto, you know, which is like his favorite movie he's directed, you know. And he didn't even do it in the English language. It was done in like some ancient Mayan language. He like found these guys that never acted before. They were like dancers, you know, and he just sort of told them how to act by like breathing. And I was like, what do you mean breathing? He's like, well, I said to these guys, I was like, because they'd never acted. He's like, well, how would you breathe in this situation? Like if you're going through this, and I was like, that's easy. And then they just started breathing, and we rolled the camera, and then they did it. And I was like, that's all you did? You didn't rehearse? They're like, no, just breathing. I was like, that's genius, man. You're a genius. You know, I was just like, things like that. You know, like, yeah, that is, it's all about breathing. Like, you think about when you're in a love scene, or you think about when you're being chased, or you think about when you're scared, or you think about when you're driving a car fast. Like, it's all breathing, you know. So things like that, which is amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
If I was you, as soon as I'd heard that story, I'd be watching every breath. I'd be like, hello.
Exactly. No, I honestly would be, if I never thought, I'd be going into the scene going, oh, we gotta get out of here.
Really ramping every breath to 100.
Just way over the top. Just way over the top.
Just eating dinner.
I think he's hyperventilating. Can we get him a paper bag?
And that was the last time William ever worked in acting.
ever was on a film set. Yeah, you have to be cool.
Thank you so much for chatting to me, man. I really enjoyed that.
Such a laugh. So good. Yeah, you definitely. Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't like coming off a plane or something, like jet lag, because like I'm very full of energy today. So, you know, you got me at a good time.
Oh, I'm pleased that you're alive today too.
I know. You know, jet lag is literally, anybody ever asked me, my pet hate, it's jet lag. I just hate being jet lagged. It's just like you feel tired all day, you know. Even when I get like 2 hours away, I'm jet lagged. I'm jet lagged. I can't do anything. I'm like, I'm down. I'm done. Like, I'm telling you.
I could get jet lagged on a bus.
Me too. Me too. I went to Ireland and I'm jet lagged, man. I'm jet lagged. I've been to Ireland. I'm jet lagged. There's a time difference to Ireland.
So we're rubbish at sport. We're lazy. God, what a resume for me and you.
Exactly.
Oh, God. Thank you so much, mate. I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed it.
All right, mate. Take care. Have a great week ahead. Enjoy it. Watch the tennis. And I will speak to you soon. I hope, anyway. Okay. All right. Okay. Bye.